of I Got Suze for You. Today I'm joined by Susan Pattison. Susan, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a Chartered Physiotherapist. I specialise in neurological conditions, but in particular I work with people who are living with acquired brain injury. I'm also the Director of SP Therapy Services.
Great, thank you. You've got a report in your hand, A Time for Change. Do you just want to tell us a little bit about that?
This is a recent report that has been produced by the UK Acquired Brain Injury Forum, and what it does, it highlights some of the problems that we're facing at the moment due to lack of rehabilitation and resources to support people in our communities living with ABI and some of the wider consequences that's causing.
Okay, so you mentioned it's about acquired brain injury. Do you want to just tell people what an acquired brain injury is?
Well, acquired brain injury encompasses all of the diagnoses that are brain injury. So it's the things that you think about in terms of hitting the head, so a traumatic brain injury, but it's also diseases of the brain such as a stroke or encephalitis or perhaps a brain tumour.
Yeah, and I think that's really interesting because people who don't work in brain injury maybe think about brain injury as being a bang to the head or a car crash, that type of thing, but don't actually think about things like the strokes or the brain tumours. So that's, I suppose it's good that this highlights that, isn't it? So what sort of difficulties do you think this report's highlighting? You mentioned rehabilitation.
Yes, the one closest to my heart is obviously neurorehabilitation.
Yeah.
As a society in the UK, we've made massive changes. We have reorganised our neurotrauma centres, and we have in the A&Es we have fantastic facilities, which means that as people are coming through the doors with different problems relating to brain injury, more people are surviving. Fantastic. Sadly, that investment has not been matched by neurorehabilitation services.
Yeah.
And consequently, this report highlights that we're actually, across the UK and private and public sectors, 10,000 beds short.
That's appalling, isn't it? Could you just tell people what rehabilitation is? Because I think if you don't work in rehab, people often think that it's kind of checking into the Priory and getting a face mask on. What actually, what is rehab?
Rehab's hard work.
Yeah.
Rehab's hard work. You know, for the individual that's living with a brain injury, things that you and I take for granted, like going to the toilet, answering the door, having a conversation with colleagues, deciding what you want for dinner, all of these things become incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
So tasks that you've learnt over time and almost are on the back burner become your daily work. The role of therapists is to help break down and support you to regain those tasks or to help you compensate for the tasks that you can no longer do. Because what we want to do at the end of the day is give you that quality of life.
Yeah, so I suppose it's about helping people regain what they had before to get somebody back to where they were if they've not had that injury.
That would be our ultimate goal,
Yeah.
would be to try and get that person back where they were. Obviously there are different types of brain injury and the different severities of brain injury. For some people it might not be about being the person that they were before, but it might be about finding that new person and engaging them in productive activities.
Yeah, so you mentioned 10,000 beds are lacking. What do you think we could do as therapists to support the Time for Change movement?
I think stand up and be counted. I think there is nothing in this report that is shocking. I don't think there is any therapist who's working in acquired brain injury, stroke rehabilitation, that wouldn't agree that resources for rehabilitation are sadly lacking. Unfortunately, because of the lack of resources, families, individuals are being let down when they need us most.
Yeah.
And personally, I think that is dreadful. Particularly when, as this report highlights this, it's been proven for a number of years that rehabilitation is not only clinically effective but cost effective. I think that's me quite cross as a professional.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves on the fact that we make evidence-informed decisions. As a society we make evidence-informed decisions. The evidence is there that we make a difference. So why are resources not there to match people's needs?
Yeah, so I think, where can people find this report if they're
On the UKABIF website.
Yeah.
So that's the UK Acquired Brain Injury Forum.
Yeah, okay, so check out the report. Thank you.